Hello and welcome to part 2 of my Master Mode playthrough. Sorry it's taking so long to get this put up here, but I'm just kind of dealing with some technical difficulties with my setup. Hopefully I'll have that figured out soon. Again, if you missed the first part of this last week, basically I cannot record my commentary while I play. So it makes it a little bit difficult, but I'm working on that. Again, if you don't mind me recording with one or both of my kids around, then maybe I'll get to do a few more of these and just record live during the playthrough. But anyway, so this is part 2. Just finished the first shrine with the Magnesis rune, and getting all the knickknacks around here. Korok seed over here. Somewhere. Yahaha. Alright, so, obviously I didn't do it this time, but I'm sure we all, fell into this bog the first time we played, Breath of the Wild, thinking that, oh, well, I can trudge through it, or, it can't be that deep, Fortunately, this is my second time playing through, and I didn't have a problem. Alright, so, trying to decide where to go here. I think I was going to go look for the next of the expansion pack treasure chests, and then decided that I would be better off doing the rest of the shrines. So that's what I'm going to do. This is my first night in Master Mode, so my first time encountering Keys. And discover something here. A couple of goblins over there that I'm going to avoid because I am weak. This is one of the hardest things about playing it with the Pro HUD on is, even though I know more or less where everything is, it's difficult to get my bearings as to where things are related to what way I'm pointing. So, just another added challenge I gave myself. So, I'm warping over to the tower. My plan was to do this as a shortcut. Warp over to the tower and then, just jump off and travel to the next shrine. And then I realized, oh wait, I don't have a sailcloth yet. I think I might have had a distraction at this point. Depending on how long this goes on for, I may cut it out. Again, editing is rather difficult, so yeah, this is the point where I get to the edge and I'm like, oh wait, I can't just jump off and soar. I don't have a sailcloth. I would plummet to my death. Looks like I didn't save any time whatsoever, and now I have to climb. Luckily, climbing down isn't nearly as difficult or time-consuming, but still, I don't think I saved any time whatsoever. Alright, and now we're on our way. It is nighttime. Oh, I think I considered at one point sleeping through the night so that I wouldn't have to encounter, you know, the stall bokoblins and, you know, all the undead creatures that roam at night. But I realized I didn't have any firewood. I didn't have anything to start a fire. Not entirely sure why I did that. Again, I don't have the map out, so. Alright, now this is where I learned something very useful. And take this with you if you want to master mode. The doll bokoblins, or whatever they're called here, the undead bokoblins and whatnot, actually spawn with stronger weapons than the... Well, I guess this isn't stronger. Well, it lasts longer anyway. But yeah, they spawn with stronger weapons than the actual living bokoblins. So, you know, I got a spear. It isn't very powerful as far as damage, but it has a higher durability. Not sure why I chased that down, but here we go, encountering my first guardian. These things terrifying me when I first played the game. No idea what it was. I tried to run gung-ho into it and beat the tar out of it. That didn't work so well. Trying to find the treasure chest. I know it's around here somewhere. Thought it was right here. Don't want to trigger. There it is. Don't want to trigger the guardian that's slumbering over there. Alright, now I've got the Nintendo Switch shirt. This is about the only time in the game where this is at all useful, so may as well put it on now. I actually continued wearing the Switch shirt for quite a while in my original playthrough, but partially because I didn't get anything stronger. Here we go. This guy's got a switch. Instead of just a standard club. Oh, my first shield. That's always nice. Alright. Look at that. We got some 5s in there. We got some metal weapons instead of wood and bone. You're doing good. Alright. I'm going to sit through this cutscene here because it's been a long time since I've actually watched this cutscene. I meant to watch it... Oops. I meant to watch it during part 1, but completely forgot. I should be saying something during this loading screen, but I don't know what. I guess the fact that I'm not recording this live doesn't really matter. I mean, I know more or less what's going to happen later, but I'm pretty much just shooting from the hip either way. So, you know, whether I record during or later is kind of a non-issue. The only downside is it requires me to watch a playback of... Sorry, my cats are fighting next to me. It requires me to watch a playback of my gameplay after the fact, which, you know, if I played for an hour, it means I have to sit and watch it for an hour. And then I have to sit and edit for an hour. So, it's not the most practical way to do this. There is a microphone input on my capture device, but
requires a 3.5 inch or 0.3. What the hell do they call it? The little, like a headphone jack. This is an 8 inch, 3.35 centimeter, whatever it is. Just a standard headphone jack. Wow, I'm rambling like nothing here. Nice. That could come in useful later. Anyway, it takes a standard headphone jack microphone, which I don't have that I'm aware of. So, unfortunately, it means I have to, whoops, a little bit closer. None of this is working out right now. That'll work. Here's where my obsessive-compulsive disorder kicks in, and I just have to destroy those 2 blocks. I have to. It is required. There's just no getting around it. A lot of people complain about the designs of the... Oops, wrong bomb. Nope, that's not going to work. A lot of people complain about the designs of the shrines, and I kind of get the fact that they're all the same, and it definitely bugs me later on when all the divine beasts have the exact same design as the shrine, but you gotta admit, it's a pretty neat design. There's a lot of depth and texture and detail in it, and it's very unique. I like how they kind of gave the Sheikah their own architecture more or less. Everything's curvy and there's writing on everything. Things glow. I mean, it was a unique design choice. I know it doesn't set well with a lot of people who are like, oh, well, everything's the same. Yeah, I guess everything's the same, but... also, that ball that bounces back and forth right next to the treasure chest right over there, it's such a brilliant non-verbal way of communicating what you're supposed to do there. And this game does a lot of that. Zelda does a lot of that in general. But it's gotten a little hand-holdy lately, especially, the more recent games. So it's nice for... it's nice to just kind of walk into an area and see in the layout of the area, hey, this is what we have, this is what you have to do. Now, go figure it out for yourself. And I just gotta say again, this game was always gorgeous, but it's even more in... I mean, I was gonna say 1080p. Technically, it's 900p, and even that resolution drops down to like 800 and something when the action gets heavy. But just the Switch is just an amazing piece of hardware. That's what I'm trying to say here. The fact that I can get these high definition graphics out of this little portable thing never ceases to amaze me. Alright, I have a shield, so it's time to practice my parrying. I call it deflection. The game calls it parrying. I'm going to save right here because I'm probably going to die. I did a lot of practice. Run away. Run away. Well, that was anticlimactic, but luckily I saved right before I started this, so let's try it again. apologize for the background noise. There's a bulldozer driving by outside my window. Alright, so here we go. Alright. Just getting that pattern, that timing down, took so much practice during my first playthrough. And then I reached a point when I could do it perfectly every single time. And I just would go hunting guardians just for the sheer fun of it. And then I got so that I could even do it to the flying ones. And then it's so weird to see the Switch instead of the Wii U on that. Anyway, and then I got rusty. And, one of the reasons I haven't finished Trial of the Sword yet is in the second set of rooms in Trial of the Sword, you have a stationary guardian that should only just take one parry to finish, but I could never get the timing right. And of course, if you die in Trial of the Sword, you have to start all over again. So again, there's this suspicious rock in the middle of the grass, and there's a patch of no grass, and you know, it's just that, again, that non-verbal, whoop, I don't go that way, that non-verbal communication of, hey, here's a thing, it's standing out, why don't you do something to that thing? I'm just gonna mark, I already marked that one, mark the other shrine. The shrine that I'm headed towards, the one over to the left with the red marker on it, I swear that was the hardest one to find during my first playthrough, because it's hidden around that corner, and you know, it was the last one I found during my first playthrough, and I actually approached it from above. Now, the game expects you to, I keep forgetting I don't have the sailcloth. The game expects you to paraglider. Sorry, sailcloth is Skyward Sword. Anyway, if I can finish the sentence. The game expects you to approach the shrines from certain directions because it's teaching you things. I'm going to steer clear of him. You know, it's teaching you how to A, manipulate the environment, because, you know, you have to chop the tree down to make the bridge. And then B, teaches you how to climb the mountain. But I didn't climb the mountain my first playthrough. I actually discovered it by going around the other way. I ended up climbing down the mountain instead of up. See if I can hit this, nope. Trying to hit that beehive there, and I only got 2 arrows left, so hopefully this will be... Ugh, so close. Hit the branch right above it. There it is. Alright. Every little bit helps, you know. If this guy's running around being chased by bees, then I don't have to worry about him coming after me for a while and working on this guy. Yes, I have a shield. Did I just... No, I got hit by that. Alright, need to get away from his bow. Get a little health back here. That'll work. There's my flurry. Flurry rush is almost essential in that. I think I said that in the first part. I got trouble with the controls again. I don't want to use my pen quite yet. There we go. Oh,
out, bees. Ah. Die already. There we go. Alright, now, I know I'm almost out of health, but up here... Yeah. No. Yeah, that's where I've got to cook. So, I'm just gonna... figure out which bow I want here. Whenever I find weapons, I usually try to drop the weakest one and then pick up the stronger one. And that's not what I just did. I threw away a 5 for a 4. There we go. Alright, so yeah, there's a pot up here at this cabin that I can cook from, and then it'll use my food a little more efficiently. Let's collect some mushrooms here. Those will come in handy for the climbing section, of course. Well, that'll definitely come in handy. I have always wondered why you only get one drumstick. I mean, you killed a whole bird, it should have 2 drumsticks, right? Of course, I guess technically you don't get every single part of every single animal you kill, so, you know, maybe they're just trying to be sparing. Ooh, that'll be helpful. Here. Oh, that's right. This is the part, you can read it if you want to, but basically the old man's diary talks about a dish that he has forgotten how to make, and if you can make it, he'll give you the warm doublet. Anyway, it's called, I can't remember what it's called. It went through and I can't remember. But you need meat, spicy peppers, and fish. But you have to go to the water to get fish, and you can't remember it. So if you can make the potion that keeps you warm, he'll give you the shirt that keeps you warm, and then you don't have to worry about making, not the potion, but the meal. Now, at this point, I should have just gone into the cabin and slept, because I forgot that sleeping in a bed will regenerate your health. But instead, I cook this omelet and I eat it and waste perfectly good eggs. Oh well. I need more arrows. Apples are always nice. never figure out how to get this one apple out on the long branch other than just shoot it with an arrow. Which is probably what they want you to do, but... it's kind of a pain. Especially when you don't have arrows. So, as I was saying before, it's funny because during all the E3 footage, you know, they showed you, oh, you can cut down this tree, not this tree, but the next tree. You can cut down this tree and it will fall over the ravine and create a bridge that you can use to climb over. And climb up the mountainside and get to the shrine. But the first time I played this, I couldn't find the shrine over here. I knew that there was a fourth one. I had already done the other three. So I'm wandering around the frozen areas on Mount Hylia, I think it is. And just trying to figure out how to... that was close. Trying to figure out where it is and how to get to it. So by the time I found it, I was actually on the high side of it instead of the low side. So instead of climbing up to it, I had to climb down. So I didn't get to chop down this tree until after I had done all 4 shrines, which is, you know, of course, the opposite ways most people did it. But yeah, in all the E3 footage, when people had the freedom to run around the Great Plateau and, you know, do everything they wanted, everybody talked about that. But when I played it, I forgot. I also didn't know the layout, so... I think I'm trying to get him to talk about the recipe here, because I'd forgotten what I was supposed to make. I love this body of mine isn't what it used to be. I'm assuming that if you're watching this, you've already played a significant amount of the game, if not all of it by now, but it's just... I'm not going to spoil anything, but the line, my body just isn't what it used to be, is kind of funny when you put it into the perspective of, you know, who and what he really is. Later. There's not much point cooking more than 2 at a time because, you know, I only have 3 hearts. I want to get over to that spot over there behind the planks of wood, because I remember there being something hidden back there, but I don't really want to deal with these guys. Just in case. Damn, I don't have any more arrows. Let's try this. Heave! Good job, Link. Wait till... oh, shit. Well, there goes my sneak attack. Whoa, crap! Well, if being spotted didn't ruin my sneak attack, then this certainly did. Yeah, completely forgot that a very effective way of dealing with enemies with with short-range weapons is to, you know, lay a bomb, run away, lay a bomb, and then detonate it when they're right next to it. Well, there's one already. I don't want to waste my good weapons, but I missed a chance to do a sneak strike. Why did they run away? I was still standing right there. Why did they run away? That was weird. Uh-oh. That didn't work. Right. What? That's treasure. And I have a feeling by the time I get it, it's not going to be worth all of this effort. Oh. It's barely made it dent. Ooh, there's an idea. I mean, you don't get the weapons or materials from it, but you know, what the hey? He's dead, isn't he? Come on. Have a nice day. Alright, that was terrible. I apologize for that. I'm just trying to keep talking, honestly. There's gotta be something worth listening to in all this gibberish, isn't there? Come get me. Come get me. Or don't. Come on. Oh, of course, he's got a bow and arrow, so he's not gonna come chase me. He can just stand there and shoot at me. Ow. Omelet, so this is my last attempt at not dying. Time to pull out the big guns. That works. Alright, one to go. Alright. How did you not know I was there? May as well finish this thing off. Yeah, that'll work. Finally. This better be worth it. You know, I very rarely use potions for increasing speed in my first playthrough. I would use them occasionally when I was, you know, chasing the core, but not so much when just, you know, playing the regular game. I didn't find them to be particularly useful. Mostly because I was really trying to move fast, you know? I was either hitting things... Oh, sweet. I had arrows everywhere here. Alright, what have we got? Well, that's kind of useful. Oh, and here's the worst part. After going through all that, I completely forget about the fact that there's something hidden behind those wooden planks. So, I went through all that food, and didn't get anything worthwhile for it. Just in case I fall off. Like that. At least it's not an instant death. It amazes me that when you die, even if you are respawning right back where you died, like in that case, it would still take several seconds of reloading the whole area. It's like, I'm already in the area. I didn't go anywhere. Yeah. Not quite ready to fight more of them yet. I don't even remember what those... I think they make you run faster. I don't remember. Oops. Ha. Nice. And here they come. Come on. Let's do this the fun way. There you go. I don't know how he missed me, but I'm glad he did. I almost hate knocking them off the cliff, because again, I don't end up getting their weapons, but the undead ones have better weapons anyway, so... Damn it. Poke, 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 poke. Good night. Well, at least I got plenty of arrows now. You know what? The easy way to get apples. I'm going to head back to the cabin and go sleep in the bed. Why waste my food, right? I don't know why I'm doing this, because I can. Well, that was worthwhile. Luckily I didn't knock the other one down. Since I'm almost dead anyway. Hi, Minus. Oh, before I forget, just wanted to give a big thank you to all of our patrons who help make this possible. Also the sponsors of our website, Infendo.com, who help pay the bills, keep the show running. I'd also like to thank my co-hosts who, give me encouragement and make me feel good about what little I produce for the site. But doing this playthrough is a lot of fun, and I'm glad I'm able to share it with somebody because, it's kind of fun to watch somebody struggle. I said this at the beginning of the last video, but I spent so much time upgrading every piece of armor and collecting just dozens upon dozens of hardy durians that I cooked into meals that would fill my hearts to the max, so I very rarely had to struggle once I kind of learned the mechanics of the game. So Master Mode is something... It's that challenge that I was missing since I beat the game. Or hell, since I was training to beat the game. Alright, I'm gonna miss out on some weapons here, but I should be fine. I don't think there's a whole lot of battling left to do. At least not required of me to do. Spicy meat and seafood. Alright, so I know I need the spicy peppers, some kind of meat, and some kind of fish. Can't get any fish over here. I'm pretty sure I can't get any fish in any of the bodies of water except for the big lake that is in the frozen area. Frosty Land, as my kids used to call it. Why was Frosty Land and not Snowland is beyond me, but yeah. Oh, there we go, and I can start my own fires. Alright. I get the feeling that this is... Let's see if I can get up here. It's a long trip. I don't think I'm climbing in the right place. And I didn't cook any stamina boosting meals for this trip, so... Yeah, I'm not gonna make it. And down I go. Oh, good. Because when you die all the time,